Catch up. All right, we're set. All right, guys. Hi, welcome. This is our week one kickoff call for our July new coaches. So most of you, this is going to be the first time through. If you are coming back for a refresher, this is a little bit different than how we ran things in May and June. We are using the units. Just want to kind of give you guys a heads up so you know where to look for things. We are using the units in this group like we have done in the past, but there will be a new daily post every day. But if you're looking for something, check out the units because they'll be like the prep week tasks. And then as we go, each day will get kind of categorized under where it belongs. And then also, there is a search bar in groups. And I just want to make sure you guys know that because I use a search bar all the time. And I feel like it's so, you see these posts and then a week later you're like, oh my gosh, I know I read that in that new coach training somewhere. Just know when you're in a Facebook group, on the left-hand side, there's a search bar. So just like you can search anything, search in that if you're looking for like a keyword on something. Just want to share that with you guys. But we're excited to have you guys here. Rachel and I have been teaming up now for a couple months, and we just really found that we work well together, and we enjoy, not only, sharing ideas, but also sharing the workload. Guys, coaching isn't easy. It takes a lot of work and time. It's more fun with other people. It's more fun with someone you connect with, and it's more fun to allow you guys to do this together because the people who you connect with in this first group that are at the same exact part in their coaching business as you and they're just getting started, like you guys can grow together. And I am still friends with people who were in my first new coach training group, and I want to just encourage you guys to lean into that and use this group not just as a place for information and to go into and to read the daily things that we share with you, but ask questions to each other. If somebody asks a question and you know the answer, don't feel like the answer has to come from me or Rachel. You guys can chime in, share what's working for you, share what's not working, share what invites you're sending, share what objections you're getting. And the more dialogue we have, the more success you guys are going to get out of it because you're going to come across things that maybe you wouldn't have thought of, in that way, or you wouldn't have had that same response. And it's really just going to allow us to really work together and leverage that. So don't be shy. Use the group for all that it's worth because there's a lot of value. There is a lot of information. If it's overwhelming, take note of what something is. Go back and listen to it when you can. We're going to give you everything that we can to help you run this first month. If you want to take things a little slower, that's okay too. It's your business, your pace, and you're allowed to do that. So if you're getting overwhelmed, talk to us. We'll help you understand that whatever you're feeling is very normal and that we can work through it together. So I do have some slides. I want to go ahead and screen share and get up for you guys. Ooh, major storms. If you can hear that lightning happening behind me. Been like this now for a couple hours. But all right, so first week, and this just kind of goes into what I was just talking about, that everyone's going to have a different pace that they're running at this business. I started as a full-blown discount coach. I had no desire, interest, or knowledge of what the business was, but I knew that I could get a discount, and that was enough for me at first. It's all I needed. Fortunately, my coach offered me, she's like, hey, I have this new coach training. Would you be interested? And I was like, I don't know, sure. Like I was just kind of one that always would say yes to things, which arguably was the most, biggest blessing that I could have asked for. Because once I got added into a training, just like you guys are in, my curious mind got me, and I started listening to all the videos and all the training and then getting on all the calls, and my interest in the business grew. But I changed from a discount coach to a hobby coach. I didn't have another full-time paying job, but I was a full-time mom to two little ones. My son was 9 months old when I started coaching, and my daughter was 2. She had been 2? Yeah. 2, almost 3. And I did love the products, but my intent was just to make enough money to cover my base. I wanted to cover the cost of Shakeology. I didn't have the extra money, but I didn't want to stop that. So my goal was simply cover the cost of my Shakeology each month. And then the more I learned and the more curious that I got, I went from that discount to hobby to business starter, where I went all in. I watched enough people and I watched enough videos and enough national wake up calls. And I got to that point where I was I am no different than any of the people in here. They started at square one, just like I'm at square one, and there's no reason that I cannot build what they have all built. And that was the attitude that I had from the beginning. I have now been a coach for 4 years. I have never slowed down. I have never stopped. I've never missed Success Club. I have never once said, I think I might quit. Those words have never come out of my mouth, because I have full belief in this business and full belief that anybody who wants to build this business can at their own rate. It might be different for you than it was for me, but you have to first believe that you can do this. And I promise you, if you have that attitude, I told myself then that I would give it 1 year of every single call. At the time, I used to get on a new coach call on Sundays, a dream team call on Mondays. I started hosting my own team calls on Tuesdays eventually, and then I got on my coach's team call on Thursdays. 4 nights of the week, I was sitting in my bedroom or in the living room with earbuds and listening to calls, because I was so committed to soaking in every piece of information that I could get. Now, wherever you want to take this, you can, but just know that there is there's a business to be built by you, and the level of commitment that you put forth in this is totally up to you and your call, but the potential is there, and I promise you. And just know that your goals can change. Like I said, I wavered in between all three as I first got started, and your life is gonna change and things will happen, and your business goals might change, but just know what the options are, and then what options you can share with your first coaches as they get started too. We have our own training here, as you're well aware of, but corporate also has a training that they put together, and it's called the First 30. And when you signed up, you would have got an email within those first 30 minutes of what you should do right away, what you should do in your first 30 hours, that first day as a coach, and then what you should do in your first 30 days as a coach. So you have that information too. A lot of the information that we're going to be sharing in our new coach training is based around this same content. Sometimes I think it takes hearing it different ways from different people to really soak in and understand, but just know that that's another resource for you. That's another thing that you can listen to, that you can, grab a video while you're getting ready, doing your hair, driving in the car, and it's same information told to you in different ways, but it's an awesome training that has already been put together. And then the main things, we're going to go on to the next page, but make sure you guys set up your EFT, your payment. My first check came to me via paper check. I think it took like 3 weeks to get to me, and they actually ding you with like a fee for having to mail you a paper check. So you want to make sure you get your check set up. You want to get your website set up so you can edit your name. So it's not just, I think if you don't edit it, you just get a random number. Might even be your coach ID number, but you just get a random number. So when you go in to your back office, you're going to be able to see where you can set up your website, your EFT, and then get on the phone with your coach. We can't help you unless we know what your goals are. So you have to talk to us. We can get pretty good at reading between the lines over time, but you have to speak with us. And the information that you're going to get through these videos and the the prep week that we shared with you guys will be the basis for that first call with us. Move this over. This is what the EFT management looks like. It's pretty easy to go to. So this coach, your Team Beachbody coach website, I have it saved as a favorite to my phone on my desktop or on my phone on my screen. But you're just gonna go to teambeachbody.com. You're gonna click the coach tab, and then you're gonna click online office. And this is where you're gonna go. You're going to click on the monitor my business tab, and then you're gonna click down under compensation where it says my EFT management. And you're gonna need your bank routing number and your account number. And that's just make sure that your paychecks get paid timely. We are on a 1 week lag. So if you today sell a challenge pack, and if you sold a Lift 4 challenge pack at $170 to somebody, your commission on that would be $55, which would show in your back office on Thursday as commissions earned for this week. Our week runs Thursday to Wednesday. So Thursday morning, you would see that check shown, but it's not going to be in your bank account yet. Everything gets paid on a 1 week delay. I think every time one of my new coaches has something in their first week as a coach and they don't see it in their paycheck after they've set this up, that next week they're asking me where it went. Just know that it is a 1 week delay, and it's always done that way. So when you log in and you see your paycheck for the week that would have ran, ending July 4th, and we get paid July 5th, if you haven't sold anything yet, you're not going to see anything. Or if you sold something in the last 7 days, you will not see anything. Whatever you sell this week up through tomorrow would get paid to you on the 12th. So just know that you understand like how, the dates and how that all works. Couple other links to benchmark. The TBB Coach 411, that's the coach link generator. It is a bookmark on my computer. That is the link that I use to send somebody a link when I'm sitting at my computer if they're asking me for a specific challenge pack, if they don't know what Shakeology flavor they want yet, or they think that's what they want but they want to look around. That's where I'll send them a link. It's saved on my computer. But what I love and what I use more often than not that just rolled out the beginning of this year is our share cart. Share cart's awesome. If you signed up with me, you would have probably got a share cart. I use share cart anytime I can because it's easy and it makes sure that everybody gets assigned back to you. So when you use share cart, you're just going to log in to share cart just like you would your online office, your same login and password. If we looked at that last screen, I know it wasn't on the last screen. When you go to teambeachbody.com, there's that coach tab. Instead of clicking coach online office, you just click coach share cart. And it's an option there. Again, it's a shortcut I have saved on my phone too, so that I can use it on my phone. But the share cart, you need your customer's name, first and last, and email address, and you literally set their order up for you. You put in their name, you put in their email, you put in their Shakeology flavor, their Recover flavor, if they're getting Recover, and you send the order. All they have to do is fill out the payment info and the rest of their personal detail, like their shipping address and everything. So I use that all the time. Obviously, you're going to need to have your coach ID memorized, especially if you're using that coach link generator. So make sure you have it written down, or if you're like me and like to memorize numbers, then hopefully you have that down already. But you will use your coach ID. Like that's what I give people all the time because it's foolproof. It's one number that's always linked to me. And know where the FAQs are in the office, just like I was saying, that there's a search bar in our Facebook group. There's FAQs. Chances are there's an answer to whatever question you have swirling around in your head. If you're on the road and you get a message from someone and you can't figure out how to find the FAQ, or you need something, you can always post in the group and ask us, and we'll, somebody might be able to get to you, but I promise you whatever you're looking for can be found in the FAQs. The more time you spend in the FAQs, looking around, trying to find your answers, the more you're going to learn. It's going to come so much easier to you if you look it up and learn it, or look it up and find it versus someone else just copying it and sending it over to you. So just get familiar with where that is. And like I said at the very beginning, lean in to our New Coach University group. We've taken the time to put this all together for you. It's not for us. We've been through New Coach training several times. This is for you guys because these first 30 days are crucial in helping your business get started. Like this is where that foundation is built, and not that you can't go and build it a year or two down the road, but if you start now and have those successes from the start, you're going to begin to build that momentum, and that momentum will just continue to grow as you go in your business. So lean into the group that we have. What did I have two? Yeah, I did like two examples. So I have Rachel's and then I have an example of mine. But we talked about sharing or launching your business. That was the post in Monday. I was talking right before we started the call that I shared a couple other launch post examples into the group. I think one of the hardest things when you're starting is that you don't want to be salesy, that you don't want to come off as you're someone who's trying to sell to your friends and family or get them into this group and make them do exactly what you did. But if you can genuinely share whatever you did and however that made you feel, that got you to a point where you were not a coach to, yes, you're a coach, whatever that process was, sharing that opens up the doors for people to understand where you are, where you're coming from, what you've done, and they'll see themselves in your story. They may not be exactly like you, but they'll begin to see themselves in you. So you have to open the doors to your business. I know it's weird, and I know it can be, like nerve-wracking to be like, oh, I have to do this, but you really do have to do this. If you opened up a little boutique in your town and you just all of a sudden were open one day and you never told anybody, never advertised for it, never told your friends and family what you were doing, people would be really confused, like where you were, where your money was going, and why you weren't home anymore. Like nobody would get it. You have to tell them. You have to explain to people what you're doing. Not everybody's going to get it. Nobody has to. I had this conversation with my mom over the weekend, and I said to her, like I say so many times, you cannot pay your bills with other people's opinions. And I'm going to tell you now, you have got to get over other people's opinions, and know that what you're sharing is a life-changing opportunity for somebody else. I tell my coach thank you all the time for sharing her life so openly and relentlessly on Facebook, because I watched her for so long and got to a point where I was like, you know what? She has nothing that I don't have. I can do what she's doing, and I'm going to do it. But if she didn't keep sharing it, when I ignored her, when I wouldn't like any of her stuff, when I silently watched, like, I wouldn't be where I am. So you have to do it. You have to put yourself out there. If you have a physical transformation, I think that's the best way to stop somebody, to really get someone to be like, oh, like she actually did do what she's saying. But if you just got started and you haven't had any transformation, talk about what you want to do. Talk about what you believe can happen, what you see is going to happen, and share that part. Share your excitement, and that you want somebody else or 3 other people, or that you're looking for people who share this passion and want to link arms with you and do it together. You have to open it. Know that your launch post may not get like anything at all, because mine didn't. Mine didn't get anything, but I had to open the doors to my business. And as I backed up that launch post with daily workout posts and new recipe posts and everything else that I was doing, I began to build trust with my followers and traction and a business in the whole process of it all. So just know that this is a crucial part, as much as it may make you feel nervous or scared to be like, oh my gosh, well, what are my friends going to think of me? And what's this person going to think of me? Because I thought all those things too, but you can't let that hold you back. I left Rachel's in there. I did one of mine as well. That is the picture that I stood in my bedroom and had my husband take of me in February of 2014, and I still use it all the time. But just sharing a little bit about how you were before, what you did, what it consists of: 30-minute workouts, realistic nutrition plan, group of supportive women, and that we're starting on July 16th. With Lift coming out. I don't know if you guys are all doing Lift. I think it's literally the best thing that we have got. And I think it's also the timing of it. In January, if we would have tried to give people a 4-day-a-week program, it wouldn't have worked. That's why we had 80-day obsession. Because in January, people come out of the gates running and they have big goals and they really want to crush it. In the summer, people need balance. They need something they can do while they're traveling. They need something that allows them to have treats and splurges, and this program is it. So that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on Lift 4 from now until we start on July 16th. So that is just the example that I share in here as well. And here's another example. And I downloaded these slides as a PDF. So I'll go ahead and upload these into the group. So if you guys want to read these a little bit more, I don't want to waste our time by reading them like in great detail. The point is, share your story, whatever it was. Like, take that minute to think, what were you doing before you started? What got you to try it? What got you to say, I'm not a coach, to yes, I am a coach, and start sharing that. If you've already launched your business, that's okay, because you're going to keep talking about the whole process. Because part of launching your business is sharing your journey all the time. I always am sharing, to this day, my kids don't sleep. So you'll see things in my posts about my kids not sleeping, or, why I got started. I did a post last night or today, I don't even remember, about that I was a former accountant, that most people aren't going to look at me and look at that picture and say that girl's a former accountant. And I talked about how I went from a former accountant to who I am now. All of these things will come into play. You have to just share you. One of the best things that I got out of Summit was from Bonnie Engle's speech, where she talked about, don't talk, like we used to always say, talk to the person you were before Beachbody. And Bonnie was like, no, you need to talk to whoever you are right now. So if you're a mom to be, struggling with fertility, if you are a teacher, if you are off for the summers, if you are full-time corporate career, if you're a stay-at-home, wherever you are, you talk to those people, because those are the people who understand exactly where you are right now in your life. And you just share it. I still think it's like crazy that I started sharing the ins and outs of my daily life every single day. And through that, it built a business. But it did, because I found other people like me. People are curious what you're doing, how you're doing it. Like, people want to know. And I have built the majority of my business purely on social media with people who I've never actually met in person, by being myself and just continuously sharing my story. And this will all come together more as you grow and as you continue through the training. So if you're confused about this, don't worry about it. We'll continue showing you examples, but just know that you need to continuously share what you're doing, the whys, the hows, and then make sure people know that you have an opportunity for them to join you. That you're not just like doing it, like that's part of it, you're sharing it. But you also need to, I'd say like 3 to 4 times a week, toss in little clips in there at the end. If you want to join me in my next group, I always say if you want to link arms with me and do it together, comment below with your favorite emoji, drop me a message, shoot me an email, whatever it is, whatever method you want to use for that. All right, so excuse me. Moving on to product knowledge. And we'll go into more depth on Shakeology. If you've already been drinking Shakeology, if it's been a week, a month, 6 months, or a year, start to think about what it's done for you. Because again, that becomes posts. That becomes information that you can share with other people. For example, I used to have Crohn's disease. I technically still do because it doesn't actually go away. But I used to take medicine for it 3 times a day. When I started with Shakeology, 21-day fix, clean eating, exercise, my symptoms diminished. I was able to decrease my medicine and eventually get totally off my medicine. I've been med-free now for almost 4 years. That's part of my story. That's part of my Shakeology story. It's part of my coaching journey. It's part of the things that have made me into who I am. You have to begin to share your story. I used to think I don't have one. I never overcame this or that. You have something. Maybe a help with your late night cravings. I did an example on my Insta stories last week because my husband used to have ice cream every night for dinner or for a nighttime snack. And now he has a shake every night before he goes to bed. That's part of how it works for us. So start to, as you're having your shake, think about why and what it's done for you and how it's improving your digestive, your energy, your chocolate cravings, whatever it is, and talk about that. Because there's people who are going through those same things that need that too. The performance line, we now have an awesome new coach bundle. I want to say it's $75 that gives you samples of everything. It gives you a sample of the full performance line. It gives you the Shakeology sample. It gives you Energize packets, Hydrate packets, and it allows you to try a lot of the products. I actually use most of our products. Use the Energize and the Recover and Shakeology and Activate and the Digestive Health Boost and the Power Greens Boost every single day. I use them because they work and I believe in them, and it's also part of my business. It'd be like if you worked at American Eagle but you only wore J. Crew jeans, or like you have to walk the walk. You don't have to use the entire line, but you need to know about the whole line. So when someone says to you, I don't do Shakeology, okay, well, why not? You don't want to drink your foods? Well, here, I make mine in a bowl, so I don't actually drink them, I eat them. Or, I'm not into the Shakeology, I just like a post-workout protein drink. Okay, well, we have Recover. Or you like a nighttime drink, we have, Recharge. Or you love C4 or E4, some drink that like Sam's Club and Costco sell, it's an energy drink. Well, we have a natural energy boost for your pre-workout. Like, knowing what the products are allows you to then help so many more people. When I started, it was really Shakeology and DVD workouts, intense DVD workouts. And now we have so many products that can help so many other people. But if you don't know what they are, you're not going to be able to help them. So if you're not using other products, look into that new coach bundle that you can get. Like I said, I want to say it's $75. I could be wrong there, but it really just gives you a wide variety of samples. And then if I have any in here, I don't, but it's because I just sent like a massive shipment out today. When I have new customers join, I send them a little thank you note. I order them on Amazon, like bulk thank you cards, and I'll just tuck in, like I have little business cards. I'm like literally out of everything because I did a whole bunch of thank yous today. I'll do them like once a week or, twice a month or however it works out for my customers. But I write them thank you notes. I'll give them a little packet of Energize and just tell them thank you for joining me. It goes a really long way. It opens their eyes to another product. So if they came in with Shakeology and Beachbody On Demand and you give them Energize and you tell them why you love Energize and how it could help them, chances are they'll buy it. Same thing works with the beach bars. I bought little padded envelopes and I was sending out little beach bar samples to people who have joined my groups. And it just allows, they appreciate it. People love free little things. I love to get mail. Like I absolutely love to get something in the mail. So I like to send mail out to them, and it's a nice gesture to do. So if nothing else, it can be something that gives you, like, it allows you to open up your customers' eyes to the other products by giving them like a little thank you. A little bit on social media. My first pictures were really dark. They were grainy on my old iPhone. I had no light. I had no tripod. I would makeshift tripods in my basement by stacking up books and picture frames. And I just made it work. But a few things to do as you're getting started, because learned a few things along the way. First off, you need to make your profile public, because people can't find you if you're not public. It'd be like opening a new restaurant but not putting it online. Nobody can Google you and find you. Therefore, they don't even know that you exist. So make sure your profile is public. Your profile picture, it needs to be a picture of you and your face. If you want it to include your kids, if you're a mom, you can just make sure you're the center of it. I have had times where I've had my profile picture has been a family picture of mine, but I think it's really best when it's you. So people see you smiling, your face, they know who you are, they know what you look like, and they're not confused on who's talking to them or who's messaging them. With your light, I actually just ordered a new tripod because my old one broke whenever we went to LA a couple weekends ago. And so I actually ordered a new one and I'm loving it. So I'll send you guys the link to what I'm using, but it's a tripod is a super easy investment. You can get one on Amazon for 10, 20 bucks. Mine comes with a little remote so you can, do the timer and not have to worry about doing ninja moves to make it happen. But getting that right angle is going to make all the difference in your pictures. And we go more detail into your posts and your images and the apps that we use to edit them, to lighten them. That will happen, but you don't want your pictures to be dark. You want them to be bright. You want them to be eye-catchy. And like I said, we'll go into more apps, but just download Snapseed now, because it's one that you're definitely going to want. Snapseed is what I use for almost all of my pictures. But getting the tripod so you have the right height, and then lighting makes a big difference. This little ring that's pictured here, they're like 10 bucks on Amazon. I actually got one from Beachbody for something, but they clip on your phone, and if you're doing a video and it's dark, it works really well. I don't have it on because sometimes it's not plugged in. I have a little desk lamp one too that I put right behind my computer. I don't use it all the time because it's bright and I don't like to really look into it, but if I'm doing a video, like a live video on my page where the lighting really matters, I'll use that light because it makes a big difference. And then in my basement, because I work out my basement and basement's dark, I use a photography light. It was like 25, 30 bucks. It's a big photography, like cloth covered light thing. But it makes all the difference in the world in my pictures and my videos. So like I said, we go more in detail into these things, but just keep all that stuff in mind. The lighting is probably the biggest thing, and that your profile is public so people can find you. The vital behaviors, you're going to hear this over and over and over again. Inviting is the biggest thing. Like I said, with your post, you want to make sure that you have call to action so people know that what you're sharing is actually something that they can join you with. And you can invite publicly, but you also need to invite privately. You need to send messages to people and let them know what you have to offer and that you're here to help them. Like, that has to happen. You want to invite daily. I often suggest, if you have a circle of friends who you can trust and lean in on, or you have close family members, start with them. Because it can be really intimidating to put yourself out in the social media world and think of all those people who are going to see this, and it can be nerve-wracking. It can be, to the point where it's paralyzing and it makes you not want to do it. But what if you started with your friends and family first, and you got your mom or your sister or your aunt or my grandparents are the most avid Shakeology drinkers, and they'll tell anyone under the sun that they should be drinking Shakeology. My grandmother just turned 80 on Friday, and she is one of my biggest fans. She's a diabetic. Shakeology helps her with that. So you need to be able to first, I think, open your eyes to the people who are closest to you who need this. Most people in your family probably need Shakeology. They may not understand what it is 100%, and they may be totally thrown off by the cost of it. But it's your job to help them understand why they should invest in it. And when you get those first couple people started with you, not only is it going to help you hit Success Club, it's going to help you get more confident, because then it helps you build stories. I have stories under my belt from my mother-in-law, my stepmom, my mom, my dad, my sister-in-law, my sister. Like, I can give you so many different scenarios because those were the people I went with. My first month as a coach, I only had one challenger in a challenge group, but I hit Success Club 14. I hit that because all my family joined, and I told them, you don't have to stick with it. I just want you to try it so you can so I can learn from you and you can learn from me, and we can use this kind of like as a way to get started. And they all still drink it because they need it, just like we do. And obviously we're coaches, so we probably believe in Shakeology as well. That's where I started. So if you have those people, I know not everyone has a super supportive circle with their family or their friends. Start there and let them know why, and let them know that you're starting a business. And I use my sister-in-law's shop a lot. For example, my sister-in-law owns a boutique. Do you know whenever she was doing her boutique, she asked her friends to host pop-up shows where she would go to their houses and set up her clothes. She asked them to support her in her business because she could not start her business if she didn't first get people started on it to then share that word of mouth with other people. We are no different. We have to be able to open our doors, share with other people, and ask them to come join us. So inviting is going to be your biggest key piece to getting your business going. Be proof the product works. You're going to be sharing every day something about what you're doing, the book you're reading, the workout you're doing, without being super Beachbody terms. You know, you don't need to say, I use my Beachbody on demand and drink my Shakeology and I love Lift4 and Energize is great. But you can say how much you're loving this 30-minute workout program and how much you can't wait for a rest day tomorrow because now you only have to work out 4 days a week and you get a midday rest day and the weekends are off and you are fueled by your mommy go-go juice. Like, using those terms is going to allow other people to get interested in what you're doing. You are the proof that this works. You're the proof that what we talk about, we walk the walk and show them that this works. That's why a transformation picture is so powerful and really makes a huge mark in your business, because people see that what you're saying is backed up with those pictures. Personal development we'll talk about every day. It can come in so many different forms. It can be personal development for your business. It can be for your heart or your soul. It can be wherever you need it that day, but you need to be doing something every day to grow and to learn. Every Monday, you should be listening to the National Wake Up Call or bookmarking that to listen to later. The National Wake Up Calls are amazing sources of information, as well as, you know, our calls in here, the information we share here, and then different books. And as you grow throughout your business, you'll find different books. Compound Effect is the first one we recommend you start with, by Darren Hardy. And that is going to really help give you a full circle view of what we do and how this all comes together in the business and in your life. And then recognize the people who join you. You get a message from someone who says, girl, your morning workouts have just inspired me to start getting back into that gym membership I paid for. They're not your customer and you're not making a dime from them, but recognize that that person is thanking you. Those little things, like, I love to share things that aren't necessarily directly related to my business, but just that we support one another, that we work together, that we're making a difference, that we're being the light to other people, because those little things go a long way. So when you're starting out, you don't have like tons of challengers to recognize, but we have other people in the group and in the team that you can recognize. And, you know, when you get your first challenger, recognize that they made the decision to join you. You know, recognize that they did their first week of workouts. You know, those little things, people will see themselves in those small ones way more than they can in like a really big, crazy transformation. Getting to Emerald is something that we're going to talk about again as our group goes on. And I just wanted to mention it here because it is the first benchmark in your business. I got to Emerald by sponsoring my husband and my sister. My sister's active duty military and was actually deployed when I first got started coaching, and I knew that active duty military could sign up for free. They could sign up for free and their monthly fee was waived. So my sister was the first person I emailed because I couldn't call her. She was on a ship somewhere in the middle of the world. And I was like, I'm doing this thing and you can sign up for free and you get it cheaper than I do. And I know you said that the food on the ship is so awful. Would you be my first customer and come join me? Which she's my sister. And of course she did. And yes, she is still with me today and has been drinking it now for 4 years. But I asked her first. And then my husband was the other person because I knew that I got a message from my coach that she shared with me after signing up my sister that I was halfway to Emerald. And that was exciting. And I didn't know what Emerald meant, but it meant something. And as a stay-at-home mom, I didn't really get recognized for a whole lot of anything else. And I wanted Emerald, whatever that was. So I signed up my husband, and that was my first rank advancement. Maybe your mom, your aunt, your cousin, your best friend, your neighbor, the first person who joins with you, the first 2 people you sign up as coaches into your business makes you an Emerald coach. You get recognized for that achievement, and it also helps your followers see, okay, she's posting these things, but she's actually doing something because she just had this Emerald, right? It sounds good, even if nobody knows what it means. It also unlocks the compensation plan. And in the beginning, you may not see much of anything at all, but I promise you it grows. And today, the cycle bonuses that come from the rank advancement the program that we have, that's what makes up the majority of my income now. It takes time to build, but that is something that I didn't understand at first, but I was told to trust the process, and that it's going to grow and that it's going to happen. I was like, okay, I just need to get to Emerald. And then, you go on from there. That's the residual income. That's the piece that there were weeks that I wouldn't have any sales, any new customers, any new orders, but I still got a paycheck. And that's something that we want to aim for you guys to have completed in your first 30 days. So start thinking about those people. Who could be your first 2 coaches? Who could you ask? And again, those coaches don't have to work the business. My sister still doesn't work the business, but she still drinks a shake every day. My husband doesn't work the business, but he still drinks Shakeology every day and the performance line and everything else. So they're just people who are going to get the discount. They're going to be your first people on board. And a spouse is great. If you're building this business, you want your spouse high up in your organization. And I won't go into detail of why. Just know that if you're going to build this, it puts them in a better position for you financially later to grow your income. We're getting here to the end, so hang with me, guys. The business activity tracker, there's a link for this already in the unit section. I'm pretty sure it's already in there. But the business activity tracker, this just helps make sure you stay on track. If you're a check the box person and you need something where you can go through and say, okay, I did my workout, I talked about it, I did my personal development, I added people on Facebook or social media, I made my posts on social media, I started new conversations with people, I invited people. It gives you a check mark. It's a PDF that's downloadable. And this is something that someone asked me today. They go, do you use the business activity tracker in the back office? I said, I'll be honest, today, I do not fill this out every single day. But like the first probably 4 to 6 months of my business, I did. And I sent it to my coach every week to show her what I did. It kept me accountable. This is now my full-time business and I do my daily behaviors without a second thought. And I go through these actions and I'm disciplined enough to get there. But I do recommend, as you're getting started, fill this out. Print out, 4 or 6 copies of this and have it there by your desk, at your kitchen table, wherever it is that you're going to work. Because having that, it's like the 2B mindset when you're checking your box and you're tracking your business, make sure you do your actions. So if something's not happening or going the way you want, you can reflect back on this and be like, am I doing the work? Am I putting the work in every single day? And this will help you, okay, am I? If I am, and I'm not getting the results, then we need to tweak something. But if I'm not getting results, but it's because I'm not actually doing the work, well, then you know exactly what you need to fix. So tracking this is going to be huge. Like I said, the link is already in our new coach training where you can download this and print it out for yourself. Just a couple other things. I shared the National Wake Up Call link into the team page today. TBB 411, it's a Facebook Live every Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central Time. They're golden. They're great stories. They're going to motivate the heck out of you. And it just allows you to see that it's just normal, everyday people decided to take the leap and build a business with this and come from every background possible and have built their business all sorts of different ways, but based around the same process that we are teaching you here. After, your first 30 days, we'll move into our team page. There's weekly trainings, for example, tonight. There's a training in our big team page about objections. You'll get there. You don't need to worry about all that other stuff. Focus here right now. This is a group that matters the most, getting through these first 30 days, getting the basics down so you can understand, what you need to do to get started and not get overwhelmed with all the other stuff that's going on. These calls will continue throughout the month of July, every Monday at 8 Eastern or 8 Central, 9 Eastern time. Rachel and I are different time zones, so I always get confused. If you see me post something, it's going to say 9 p.m. Eastern and 8 Central, and if Rachel posts it, it's going to be the opposite. Make sure you're plugged into a challenge group. That just allows you to be proof the product works and stay committed to your own journey, because your journey is your best story that you can share. If you haven't yet launched your business, that's one of the most important things you need to do. Open the door so people know that you are here and that you are there to help them, and then hit Success Club. And if you're getting to Emerald and you're getting 2 people, that's going to get you almost to Success Club. Success Club is 3 people. You help 3 people in your first month as a coach. That gets you started with the Success Starter program, and it gets you into Success Club. And that's the benchmark foundation that Beachbody has to measure your ongoing progress in the company. If you hit Success Club in your first 3 months as a coach, you will earn your ticket to Summit. That's the big event that we all went to in Indy last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't think I would have went to Summit my first year if I didn't earn the ticket. I'm big on, if I have a coupon, I have to spend it. And in my eyes, I had signed up as a coach in March, and I hit Success Club March, April, and May. And I got this email that earned a Summit ticket to that event in June. I didn't know what it was, but I had a free $295 coupon in my hand that I wasn't about to go to waste. I went to that event with that free ticket, and it was the turning point for my business. So you have to get to the summit, and if cost is something that's holding you back, no, 3 people, first 3 months of your business, and you'll actually get that ticket for free. So coming here to the end, talked about Success Club already, enrolling 2 coaches to get to Emerald. Compound Effect is the first book. Once you're through that, talk to your coach to see, where to go from there. A few of my favorites. I love You Are a Badass. I actually did a little marathon relay a couple years ago, and I listened to that book while I was training for it. It was one of my favorites. Slight Edge by Jeff Olson is amazing, and Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy, he's the same author of Compound Effect, is another great book. I have a bookshelf you can see there of those are all the hard copies. I have tons of them on Audible. There's so much to learn, and it will never end. So if you're curious or stuck on something or struggling with something, talk to us, and we'll help you find whatever book to go with. And at the end of the day, just trust the process. We've done this all before. We don't have all the answers, but we'll figure them out for you if we don't know what it is. Hands down, this business was like the best thing that has happened to me, short of my husband and my amazing kids. And being able to share it with you guys and give you that same opportunity is an honor, and I love talking about it and helping you guys get started. So just lean in to the group. That's all I ask. Commit to these first 30 days and then, the next 12 months beyond. And, set that goal. Where are you going to be in a year? Are you going to come to Summit? Are you going to be there with your own team? Whatever it is, I promise you can do it. Believe in yourself. You guys can make that happen. That is it. Does anyone have any questions?
Hold on, Brittany. Hold on.
You're okay.
Good. I just said that was good.
All right. Well, good deal.
Seriously, guys, we're going to give you everything that you need. We're not going to say it's not going to be overwhelming or hard at times, but we will give you exactly what you need to build this business. And literally, I just posted that business activity tracker in the file section of our coach training. Print off 8 of them for the next 2 months and just click off the boxes. Do the things every single day. Read the book, track the people that you're talking to, and we will help you with conversations. We're going to give you conversations, invite examples. We're actually going to go over more of that next week on this call. So make your coach announcement. Use that example invite your friends, your family, sign your husband up first, do those things. And we'll keep going. Okay.
Let's take a picture.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Cheese. Awesome. I'll post that in the group too. And you put that on your Instagram stories.
Yeah, put in your stories. All right. Thanks, Megan.
You're welcome. Thanks for getting on, ladies.
Bye, guys.
Good night.